Guys, before we get started, I have big news for you. I'm launching a new podcast called Obsessed. I'm gonna have a link up on January 1st when we launch, and in it, we're going to ask why people get obsessed about things, and we're gonna investigate hobbies, fandoms, trends, lifestyles, careers. I'm gonna try them out for myself, and I'm gonna be asking the actual pros and the people who are obsessed what makes them so obsessed. It's highly edited, it takes a ton of work to make these episodes, and I think that you're going to love it. I've got more information at the end of this video, so be sure to check that out. Well, 2020 was bad. You've probably heard people say that a couple of times before. You've heard a few expletives thrown around, but it gets worse. It gets worse, especially if you've been listening to the top 40, because there are songs out there that are miserable. They make everything else, well, okay, not everything else that happened in 2020, but they make a lot of it look like kid stuff. But don't take my word for it. Let's start going down this list, shall we? Gooba by Tekashi 69 had some pretty bad lyrics. Tell him, get up out my face now for I girt. Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb, huh? Play me like a dummy, like, bitch, are you dumb? Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb, huh? The song itself was absolute garbage and was just this stream of consciousness, narrativeless, meandering through this, just angry at how people down-talked him when this guy is, he's a criminal basically. No creative rhyming. Even when he's not rhyming a word with itself, like dumb and dumb, the rest of the rhymes, there's just nothing there. The track itself sounds like Rice Gum produced it. Our next one is, you guessed it, Yummy by Justin Bieber, requested by so many people. This one, you know, obviously you've got the chorus where he's saying yummy, 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 yummy over and over again to depict having sex with his wife. By the way, he's, you know, sexualizing his wife to a bunch of random strangers, and if you knew of all the kinds of people there are out there, you wouldn't do that. But catch a load of this verse. Standing up, keep me on the rise, lost control of myself, I'm compromised. You're incriminating, no disguise, and you ain't never running low on supplies. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you could like guess that there's like some implied meaning somewhere, but you have to do all the work. You ain't never running low on supplies, no disguise. What? There's nothing going on upstairs at all here. Genetics by Megan Trainor was pretty bad. How you get that bod? Is it from God? Did you work real hard? Genetics, yes, because spelling worked out so well for Taylor Swift. How you get that bass? Is it all fake? Made in LA? And then she spells genetics twice more. Fresh Out of London by, you guessed it, we had to include a YouTuber on this list, Jake Paul the man. She gonna say it's love, but she know I want the sex, bitch. That's all. Oh wait, no, there's more. Stars in the Roof, get the bitch undressed with an ass like that, I forget my ex, haha. Racks like this meant that God, I'm blessed. I've been on top, I should beat my chest. I mean, there's not much to say here. If you want lyrics that make somebody sound like a tool, you found them. Next up is WAP by Cardi B. This actually was the number one on so many lists. Rolling Stone. It was even like in the NPR one where they said that a bunch of prudes didn't like the song because it was, you know, too sexual for them and they just couldn't handle it. I don't know, man, like wow. Basically, it's just this like 3-4 minute long description of having sex in very graphic terms, like really graphic terms. And I get that there's like a level of a social movement here, the sort of like sexual liberation and women's empowerment to an extent in the song, but I think it mostly just left me confused as to who exactly is enjoying listening to it. Next up, we've got Stuck With You by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. There was a rash this year of pop stars and famous people, Gal Gadot, who created things that were meant to encourage or comment on people being in quarantine with COVID. Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande threw their hat into the ring by calling it Stuck With You and kind of alluding to the pandemic, but more making it sound like they just wanted to be stuck with their significant other and like this person they were in a romantic relationship with, which really to me felt like it kind of cheapened the whole thing by just completely sidestepping the whole problem. There's nowhere we need to be, no, no, no. I'm gonna get to know you better. Kinda hope we're here forever. There's nobody on these streets. If you told me that the world's ending, ain't no other way that I can spend it. Which, look, I don't think that it's such a terrible idea for a song, but instead of having something profound to say that could speak into the one situation, it mostly just felt like, oh hey, we're gonna use any silly excuse to shill our shallow pop crap with these threadless, boring, romantic, like, plays on cliches stuck with you, and pass it off as a pop song, and then because it's got this vague pandemic theme, then people will think it's all pandemic themed and it'll be something they want to listen to. Turns out, not many people were excited about it, and it was as dumb as it sounds. Then we've got Holy by Justin Bieber featuring Chance the Rapper, and this exhausts me because we heard H-O-L-Y, High on Loving You by Florida Georgia Line, and that song was trash. And here's Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper doing the exact same dang thing, guys. Justin Bieber singing, I hear a lot about sinners, don't think that I'll be a saint, but I might go down to the river because the way that the sky opens up when we touch, yeah, it's making me say. So Justin Bieber's just been in the news a ton for this, like, becoming a Christian, all this stuff over the past couple of years. So when we hear the song title Holy, we're thinking like, oh, this might actually be something profound from him, which would be one of his first songs ever to say something profound. But we get this where he's, again, using, like Florida Georgia Line did, using religious imagery and appropriating it to make it about a sexual experience. And to be fair, it's pretty tame sexually, but the way you hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, feels so holy, 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 holy. This whole song is based off of the fact that hold me and holy sound similar. If those two phrase/words didn't sound similar, the song couldn't exist because there'd be nothing to base it off of. That's how tight, thinly balanced the whole premise of this song and the value of it is. It's so bad. We've got the intro to Popstar by DJ Khaled. I mean, how could I not throw this in here? He throws all of his catchphrases in, one right after the other, with the word bitches at the beginning. Bitches. We the best music. Another one, yeah. DJ Khaled. And I mean, obviously bitches is often used in a very sexist, demeaning way. I don't think it's not used that way here. And then he has all three of his wonderful little catchphrases. I think he means it as a little bit of a satirical, ironic jab at himself, but it more just reminds me how much I hate most of his music. Next song, and we're starting to get into the repetitious lyrics categories here. Lonely by Bella Thorne. Do not look this song up, it is trash. And she says so many times, over and over and over again, I only check my phone when I'm lonely and horny. I only check my phone when I feel all alone. I only check my phone when I'm lonely and horny. I only check my phone when I feel all alone. Zero creativity went into this, and it's not interesting. It's another one of these models/actresses, and they decide, well, why don't I also try to start a music career? You really have to have a love for music and a desire to create good music for you to actually be able to create good music. Funny how that works. Music is not just a wagon you can hop on to pump your career up. That seems to be what so many people are doing. Like, it doesn't ever feel like they have this love for music or this desire to do something. It always feels like they're just trying to be like that rapper or be cool over here and just make themselves look more awesome. Music is so much more sacred and important than that. It's disgusting how people use it and abuse it, and I just, jeez Louise, people. Next one is Wine, Beer, Whiskey by Little Big Town. And they talk about it when they describe how this song came about. But basically they finished recording one song and then somebody started offering everybody some wine, beer, and whiskey. Somebody started turning those, just like kind of putting that to a melody. And they're like, hey, let's make a song about that. And so the whole thing is nothing but puns off of titles of alcohol. And alcoholism is a serious problem. But the real crime here, the real obvious and apparent crime, are these lyrics. My friend Jack, he's got my back. Jack Daniels, right? He always seems to know right where I'm at. My friend Jose, he likes to play. He is always up for anything I say. The wine, the beer, the whiskey are the only things that fix me. I'm not saying it's a problem. I can stop it if I wanna. Can you say enabling? Then we've got, and I think you guys might disagree with me on this one a little bit, but it's Bummerland by AJR. And I know around here, we tend to give AJR the benefit of the doubt, even when they're kind of pandering, but this song goes a step too far. One of you guys pointed out, this month I got 7 haircuts and now my hair is all gone. It's sad, but I've been alone for too long, so I keep getting haircuts. man, were you out getting haircuts 7 times? You should have tried to be a little more intentional about isolating. But then he goes on, Bummerland, here I am. Better nix my summer plans. Hashtag relatable. But I hope my bank account gets so low, even 0, so next year when I buy that first beer, I'll be a goddamn hero. It always, when they say stuff like that and pretend to be poor, to have these weaknesses that are just addiction to gummy bears. Watch the video I made about why weak doesn't mean what you think it means. It always just feels a little bit shallow, like, I think you probably at one point knew what it felt like to be me, and you're holding on to that, but you're obviously making some money, and you're doing okay for yourself, and doing concerts and stuff. So in the end, it just feels like it turns out to be a COVID song about nothing from somebody who is not in the same situation that most people are in. Next song is Baby I'm Jealous by BB Rexha. And BB Rexha has this history of being a little bit tone deaf in her lyrics, but this is just stupid. Went from beautiful to ugly cause insecurity told me you don't love me. All it takes is a girl above me on your timeline to make me nothing. Which, sure, could be a serious reflection on jealousy and what it does to relationships, but she doesn't treat it that way. I'm jelly, 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 jelly on a plate. Sunny side up, I got egg on my face. There's nothing redeemable about the song. Especially when you treat jealousy in a relationship like it's a joke. I mean, that can really ruin and hurt a relationship. There's this theme of lyrics that I hate that are really bad, where they take something that's serious or a decision that has serious consequences, and they just make light of it, like it's no big deal. People are hurting. Like, you know, addiction to drugs and serious relationships and stuff like that. They treat it like it's no big deal, it's just a joke to them. And then silly things like, you know, flirting or partying or money in large amounts that nobody needs. They treat it like it's the most serious, important thing. And the values are so skewed and so off balance that sometimes it makes listening to pop music so difficult because it doesn't align with us normal people. Anyway, next up, Accommodating by Eminem. But I'm contemplating yelling bombs away on the game like I'm outside of an Ariana Grande concert waiting, which is so bad, so bad. And then in the chorus he does this. The chorus is supposed to be so important and make things come together, but they call me Saddam Hussein, Ayatollah Khomeini. Can't say that word, I don't know how. Where's Osama been? I've been laid in wait lately. I mean, props to him. I can barely get through reading what he's rapping super well. But some of these references just seem very either like unnecessary or just completely offensive. Oh, and quick, call the newspaper. Somebody thinks something Eminem said was offensive. Oh my gosh, we need to tell everybody. But seriously, we got 3 songs left. Number 3rd to last, Positions by Ariana Grande. Switching the positions for you, cooking in the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom. I'm in the Olympics, way I'm jumping through hoops. Know my love infinite, nothing I wouldn't do that I won't do, switching for you. This same shit that I usually don't do, yeah, but for you I kinda want to. And a commenter on this channel made a very good point that, you know, these lyrics have this vague sort of sexual empowerment, I suppose, but when you combine it with the lyrics that are all about, or the music video that's all about like Ariana Grande getting business done and like making money and being, you know, out there in society and accomplishing big things, and then you combine it with the cooking in the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom, and I get what she's saying. She's saying like, yeah, I can do all that stuff, but I'll sacrifice it and do this for you because you kind of make me want me to. And there's a certain kind of guy whose narrative of women that plays into. I think it sort of makes sense. I'll give her that benefit of the doubt, but it just feels like she's contributing to a narrative that women have been trying to get away from. And you don't want to base everything that you do and say off of what the lowest common denominator is going to see in it, but it does make it in 2020 a little bit cringy. Second to last is gosh, it's Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. Nothing is more annoying than that hook. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. It's just again and again, so much through that song, and it's so painful. And last, and definitely least, but maybe the most worst. It's the least good, but the most worst. I saved this one for last because it's so bad, and it's by my good old buddies, the Florida Georgia Line, their song I Love My Country, which there's a lot of reasons to love America, but in 2020 to put out a song like this and then to depict it in the way they did in their music video feels just a little bit tone deaf. We keep it funky. We keep it funky. We like how it sounds Monday to Sunday. Yeah, I love my country. And I ain't sorry, ain't nothing to be sorry about. I love my country and love my country up loud. There's not a country in the world that doesn't have something to be sorry about. It's not like this big thing that we have to admit or anything like that. Obviously, America has made plenty of mistakes, and for them to put that line in there shows that they are doing what they do so well, which is pander to rednecks. And then if you look at the rest of the lyrics, they're like, got my head out of my window like a blue tick hound, and they're describing all of the stuff that's completely redneck. So they say, I love my country, but they only describe the parts of their country that their audience and their crowd likes, which is a big dum-dum. I love my country, just not the things that over 50% of the people in my country like. They should have said, I like my version of my country in an all-white county in South Carolina or something like that, because, and I say that very purposefully, because if you watch the music video, there are only 2 African Americans in the entire music video that sports probably over 100 people, and for the, like 3.5 minute long music video, they're only on screen for about 7 seconds. It's very, very clear that they either A, couldn't get any African Americans who agreed with the sentiments of the song in 2020 and or liked the band, or they didn't try. And it sends this very racist message throughout. Remember guys, like Florida Georgia Line says, ain't sorry, ain't nothing to be sorry about. Well, I'll tell you right now, that song is a sorry mess. Oh, and it sounds terrible too. Did I not talk about that yet? Yeah, the song just sounds like crap. Those are the worst lyrics of 2020. Leave it to a year like 2020 to give us such delectable nuggets of badness. Don't forget guys, I've got a new podcast, Obsessed, coming out on January 1st with 3 episodes. In the first one, I write some lyrics and try rapping, but I also actually interview successful and amateur rappers to find out what makes rap something that people are so obsessed about. That's the whole theme of this podcast. I pick an obsession, a hobby, a lifestyle, a career that people have, and I try it for myself, but I spend a lot of time asking and interviewing people and, what's going on? Why do you like this? Why is this so important? What's the big deal? What makes you have passion for this thing? And it's a really exciting journey. Be sure to stay tuned for that. I'm going to post about it all over this YouTube channel and my Twitter and my Instagram on January 1st, so I'll get you a link then. There is gonna be a contest where you can earn Amazon gift cards, and if you're looking for a secret code number, that number is 7. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.